The sky shall unfold, preparing his entrance. The stars shall applaud him with thunders of praise. The sweet light in his eyes shall enhance those awaiting, and we shall behold him then face to face, and we shall be.
Hi. Hi. Welcome to Verse of the Day. My name is Brandon Hathaway. I'm the preacher at the Westside Church of Christ here in Owensboro, Kentucky. I want to thank you for joining me today as we again open up our Bibles, and today we're going to finish off the book of Genesis. Today we're in Genesis chapter 50. We're going to look at verse 3 here in a moment, but before I get there, I want to make sure everybody knows we're going to enter into the book of Acts tomorrow, Acts. And after we get out of Acts, we plan on coming back to do Exodus. And so that's kind of how I put it out this year, is that it's one book of the Old Testament, read through the whole book, then one book of the New Testament, kind of. And so we'll go to Acts, and then we'll come back to Exodus once we finish up Acts. I believe that's how it is. And so look forward to that. But we're going to finish up the book of Genesis for today. Genesis 50, and I chose to look at verse 3. It says 40 days were required for it, and it's talking about the embalming. They embalmed Jacob, Israel, and so for that, and how many are required for that is how many are required for embalming. And the Egyptians wept for him 70 days. Now I'm not real sure if the 70 days with the 40 days of embalming, so you got 40 days of embalming and 30 extra days of weeping, or if it's 40 separate days, that 70 day extra days that they had wept for Israel. Either way, the way I see this is that's a lot of time to mourn, to weep for Jacob. I mean, he wasn't an Egyptian. It says and the Egyptians wept for him 70 days. And so I find that so curious and interesting, because again, you go back to when his brothers came into the land, and when Joseph ate, that they were all separated. The Egyptians were over here, they were here, Joseph stayed by himself. And they kind of stayed more with the Egyptians because the Hebrews were not, they weren't the Egyptians. And so you kind of had some racism going on there. And even as we enter into Exodus, once we get there, again, the attitude that they had for the Hebrews, and plus the shepherds, that's the other point, is that they thought shepherds were more low end. They were not people to be around. The Egyptians would have nothing to do with shepherding flocks and taking care of herdsmen. And so again, not only were these people strangers, but these people were shepherds. They were herdsmen, and we're too good for that kind of a job. And so, but yet Joseph, of course, impacted Egypt so much. And then Jacob, as he comes here, he must have impacted it so much. He blessed the Pharaoh when he came, and must have been able to do good while he was there. And so it's so important that we really think about how we impact our community, how we influence those around us, our neighbors, our coworkers, and any part that we can have participate in and take part in, and helping, as my kids play sports, or kids are at school and you go to certain school functions and this and that, and you just the impact that we have on others as we shine the Lord's light, and that it ends up impacting them when you're gone. And so it impacted the Egyptians when Jacob was gone. And just to me, it's always interesting as you read that. And there's more mourning as the rest of the children of Israel here mourned them also as they took them to the land that they had to go to Goshen, or from Goshen to the land that Abraham had purchased. And so it's just something that stuck out to me, and I decided to talk about it. So thank you again for joining me today. Again, we're going to be entering into Acts chapter 1 tomorrow, Acts chapter 1. If you get onto our website, then you can go to the calendars page, and you should be able to find that and follow along with our reading schedule. So I thank you again. Hope you have a blessed day, and if the Lord wills,